UPS and FedEx have maintained 99% on-time delivery of COVID-19 vaccines. But looking ahead to 2022, that track record may not hold up. Frank Holland joins us right now. He's got more on this story. And Frank, what have you learned?
Hey, good morning, Becky. Well, first, today marks 1 billion vaccines distributed by UPS. Behind me, you can see that effort continues. People literally packing doses for shipment. But at the same time, the head of the UPS vaccine distribution effort says there could be potential lumpiness in the second year of the U.S. campaign. Wes Wheeler says pediatric vaccines and modifications to packaging could create some new challenges.
The manufacturers are starting to think about how they change the formulation. And when that happens, inventory becomes an issue, logistics becomes an issue, and basically performance becomes an issue.
CNBC data finds a minimum of 115 million more doses are needed to be distributed to reach what appears to be the new goal of 70% of Americans being fully vaccinated and having a booster shot, compared to roughly 27% now. 595 million have been delivered so far, with FedEx and UPS both delivering just about half. Wheeler says even with the challenges, he expects on-time delivery to remain near 99%. But the state-by-state differences in vaccination, distribution, and storage could potentially create new logistical problems.
There will be potentially more vaccines that have to be either returned or destroyed if they're not used and they're kept in storage beyond their shelf life.
Analysts say vaccine distribution continues to be profitable for both UPS, FedEx, and other companies that either import or distribute PPE domestically. Turning back to the international effort, FedEx says it's delivered vaccines to 50 different countries. UPS says it's delivered vaccines to over 100 different countries, while also supporting drone deliveries in Africa with a startup called Zipline, as well as COVAX, a global vaccine access initiative. UPS says these drone vaccine deliveries by Zipline are providing some data that is helping their commercial drone plans as well. Becky, back over to you.
Frank, is there anything that can be done if we know this problem is approaching? Is there anything we can do to try and make sure that these vaccines are better distributed or not wasted?
Well, just to be clear, Wes Wheeler says a lot is already being done, but there's just a lot of changes going on, both to the packaging, the introduction of pediatric vaccines. And we have to remember the United States is a combination of states. Different states have different storage levels, different reporting, and just different desires for people to get vaccinated. So some of that is just inherently part of the process.
I would guess that as this happens, if you have more vaccines being wasted, it's going to increase the calls for more of this to be shared with other nations where they're desperate to get their hands on some of these vaccines.
Well, you know, Becky, organizations like Doctors Without Borders and the WHO, they have mentioned that they feel, at least, that the U.S. is hoarding vaccines. But the real question remains, how much vaccine hesitancy is there in the U.S. and how much vaccine desire is there in the U.S.? And will people continue to want to get vaccinated or want to get booster shots as we see Omicron continue to spread?